Hey everyone, this is Hannah and I'm back with another hack video. Today I'm going to be talking about section rules and how to build a logic into your contracts. This is a way for you to be able to have different sections of content that are only shown when certain rules are met. So this is a great way for you to, for example, if you have 50 different contract templates right now for every single variation of the contract that you can imagine, for every single add-on that a seller might add or different pricing packages, to instead of having those 50 different variations, instead have one master template with the base content that you want to have included in all of your contracts, and then have different sections for all the different variations, but only have the sections shown when they are applicable. Let's dive in. All right, let's start by looking at an example of what section rules would look like in action, and then we'll go back and talk about how to set it up. So as you can see, if we scroll down in this contract, this is a classic Oneflow contract. Everything looks as it does normally, but then as you scroll, you'll see 3 sections here that are hidden. So all of this content here above in this template is going to appear in all of the different contracts, but then these 3 are only going to be shown if they are applicable. So to set the stage a little bit, let's say this is a sales contract, and for all of your contracts, you're going to want this content, and all of your sellers sell these base products. But then let's say that there's also an add-on that the sellers can also sell. And so if the seller is selling the add-on, that's going to require a little bit more legal text about that functionality. And so here, a seller can either just have the contract as is, not check any of the boxes that will trigger this content. But if they do sell an add-on, they can click this button here. And as you can see, when we click that, it triggered this section, which is tied to this form field, now then shows the content about the add-on. Or let's say the seller is not selling an add-on, but the counterparty has a lot of questions about the company, or they just want more information about the products. They could also click this form field, which will trigger these 2 sections to be shown with more information and an attachment with even more content about your company and products. Or of course, you could click none of these, and as mentioned, the contract will send as normal without these different sections added. The counterparty will not see any of these hidden sections, and it won't be labeled like this. So let's actually dive into an example of what the counterparty would see. Okay, so now we're looking at the contract from the counterparty's point of view. From their perspective, looks like a completely normal Oneflow contract. In this scenario, we click the more information button, so the counterparty is seeing the 2 sections tied to more information, looking completely normal for them, and they're not seeing anything tied to the additional add-on. They can still see the form fields that is tied to the data fields, but none of the contents that would actually be tied to that section. All right, with that being said, let's go take a look at how to actually set this up in the app. All right, so to set this up, we're going to start by creating a template group, and you can find template groups by navigating to the marketplace here, clicking into template groups. You're going to want to first make sure that this is enabled, and then if you haven't already, create a template group. Template groups are a way to organize different data fields, and if you want more information about data fields, I have another video on that as well. But here we're going to start by creating this template group, and I'm going to just call this section rules. And in this new template group, I'm going to start creating some data fields that can be a good way to name different sections that I may want to appear. And so, like we did last time, I'm going to want to create a data field called add-ons. That way, if someone clicks on the add-ons, they'll be able to have the additional information come up. These are just ways to name the different sections. And so this name of this data field isn't actually going to appear to your counterparty, but this is for your own way to be able to organize it. And so I'm going to create another data field here called more information. All right, so let's add these data fields into a template. So I'm first going to grab the template that I want to add it into. And you're actually going to be able to find anything regarding data fields in the tab here in the sidebar called data fields. The first thing you're going to need to do in the template is actually activate the template group into the template itself. So you're going to go ahead and click section rules. That way, any of the data fields that you built are going to be able to be used in this exact template. Okay, so let's actually add these section rules in. This first part of the contract, we want it to be included for every single contract, so we're not going to touch it. It's going to be included in all of them. But this section here at the bottom, I only want it to appear if someone is selling an add-on. We're going to tie this to a section rule in a second, but the first thing you're actually going to need to do is add a form field, and this form field is going to be what triggers the section rule. Section rules can be tied to any type of form field that you have, whether it's something that the counterparty fills in, the seller fills in, but I tend to find that having it as a checkbox is the easiest way. So let's go ahead and add a field. We'll call it add-on. We'll make it a checkbox, and we'll attach it to the data field add-on. Now that we have some sort of form field that the section rule can be tied to, we can now tie different sections to that data field. So now for this section, I'm going to click the cogwheel to the right, click section rules, and now we can decide that this section is only shown if add-ons is checked. Save rule. So as you can see, this section now collapsed and became hidden. We can uncollapse it to see what's inside, or collapse it here. And if you click add-on, then it will automatically uncollapse so that you can see what the counterparty is seeing. And it is also marked that it is now visible. Let's do this process one more time, and in this case, add some content as well. So let's go ahead and add a field here. We want this to be more information. We're also going to make this a checkbox, and we're going to tie it to more information. Now we are also going to add some text and images. This is more information, blah, 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 blah. And now that we have this section, we can tie it to the section rule. More information is checked. Save rule. And as you can see now, we have two different data fields, this one being tied to the add-on and more information being tied to this data field. Can collapse this as well. And as you see, when we mark it, it is going to appear. You can also see here to the right in data fields, this one, which is showing if that data field is being used or filled out. Now you can see it went to 0 and to 1 and off again. That's it for section rules. Hope you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two. Again, if you want more information on data fields in general and how to use it to autofill information, feel free to check out the video on that, and hope to see you with some more hack videos again soon. Thanks so much.